Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel USA Old Coins. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of old United States coins. From the shiny Lincoln pennies to rare Jefferson nickels and historic Washington quarters, each coin tells a story about America's past. These coins aren't just currency, they're tiny pieces of history, carrying the art, culture, and milestones of their era. Whether you're a collector, history enthusiast, or just curious about the value hidden in your pocket change, you're in for an exciting journey. Let's explore the stories behind these iconic coins and uncover the treasures that lie in plain sight. Top 1. In the heart of American coinage history, the year 1961 stands as a quiet yet fascinating chapter for collectors. Among the millions of Lincoln 1-cent pennies struck that year, a few remarkable examples have risen far above the rest, captivating collectors with their beauty, mystery, and value. The 1961 Lincoln penny carries the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of freedom and leadership that has graced the American cent since 1909. But behind that well-known portrait lies a story few people know, a story of minting precision, tiny variations, and the chase for perfection that keeps coin collectors searching through jars and drawers. This coin was born during an era of optimism in America. The early 1960s were a time of change, innovation, and hope. The Lincoln Memorial was just beginning to become a cherished national symbol, and the penny remained the most common piece of currency in every pocket. The obverse, Lincoln's profile looks to the right, engraved with great detail by the talented Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, can still be seen near the shoulder, a small signature that connects each coin to its origin over a century ago. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the familiar words 1 cent and United States of America framed by two wheat stalks if you're holding an older style. But by 1961, the reverse had already changed to display the majestic Lincoln Memorial. Another tribute to the same great leader, this design was crafted by Frank Gasparo, who aimed to honor Lincoln not once, but twice, on both sides of the coin. A president's portrait on the front, and his monument on the back. That made the Lincoln cent of 1961 a coin of double remembrance and deep symbolism. The 1961 pennies were struck at two major mints, the Philadelphia Mint, which left no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which proudly stamped a tiny D below the date. That small letter often determines where a penny was born, and sometimes, it determines its rarity and worth. While billions of pennies rolled off the presses, not every coin came out perfect. In some cases, minor variations, double dies, or misaligned strikes created unique versions, coins that collectors would later hunt like buried treasure. Among these, certain 1961 Lincoln cents stand out because of their sharpness, flawless luster, and perfect preservation. These are the coins that never entered circulation, stored away in rolls and forgotten until rediscovered decades later. The gleam of a freshly struck 1961 penny still amazes collectors. Its reddish brilliance, especially in mint state red condition, glows like a piece of frozen time. A glimpse into an era long past but preserved in copper point. One of the most sought-after types is the 1961 D penny with an ultra-sharp strike and deep red color. Coins in this condition are extremely difficult to find because copper darkens naturally over time. Those that survive in pristine brilliance are treasures. Collectors also look for double die varieties where details on Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the date appear slightly doubled due to a minting misalignment. Such errors turn an ordinary coin into something truly extraordinary. In the numismatic world, even the tiniest detail matters. A tiny nick, a faint discoloration, or a weak strike can change a coin's fate and its price dramatically. The Lincoln penny of 1961 also marks the end of an era before major changes in coin production took place later in the decade. It stands at the crossroads of old craftsmanship and modern minting technology. Fascinating how a coin that once bought a piece of candy can now be worth a small fortune. That's the magic of coin collecting, turning the ordinary into something exceptional. Every time a collector holds a 1961 Lincoln penny under the light, they are not just inspecting copper, they're holding history, art, and memory. Imagine finding such a penny in your pocket change today. It's rare, but not impossible. Many great discoveries have been made in the most unexpected places: attics, coin jars, or even old wallets, the most valuable 1961 Lincoln cents are those preserved in perfect condition. Some have never been touched by human hands since the day they were struck. These coins, graded by professional services as MS-67 or higher, can command astonishing prices at auctions. Their rarity and perfect state make them gems of the coin world. A perfectly struck 1961 D penny, glistening in red copper with full details and no blemishes, is a collector's dream. As collectors continue to study and trade these coins, their appreciation for the artistry and history behind the Lincoln cent only grows stronger. Amazing to think that a small coin worth just 1 cent decades ago can now rival the price of luxury jewelry or classic cars when found in perfect condition. For many, the 1961 penny represents a tangible link to America's past, a time when coins told stories and craftsmanship meant everything. It also serves as a reminder that treasure can hide in plain sight, waiting for curious eyes to recognize it. So next time you come across an old penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Look closely. That little coin might carry a secret from 1961 that's worth more than you ever imagined. Some lucky collectors have already discovered the true value of this small yet powerful piece of history. And one such remarkable 1961 Lincoln 1-cent penny has amazed the coin world with its stunning beauty and flawless preservation, fetching a value of $245,000. If you have old Lincoln pennies lying around, take a moment to check them. You might be holding something truly special. Comment below and tell us about your coins, and we'll help you find out their worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video so you never miss our latest stories about rare and valuable coins. Top 2. In the vast and fascinating world of American coinage, few stories shine brighter than that of the 1943's Lincoln wheat penny. It's a coin that carries not only the face of Abraham Lincoln but also a powerful tale born from the struggles and triumphs of a world at war. This penny, though small in size, has become one of the most legendary coins ever minted in the United States. The year 1943 was unlike any other in U.S. history. World War II was raging, and the nation was focused entirely on supporting the troops and conserving resources. Every material, from steel to copper, was vital to the war effort. Even the humble penny was affected by this national cause. Before 1943, the Lincoln cent had always been made primarily of copper. But with the war demanding enormous amounts of copper for ammunition and equipment, the U.S. Mint made a drastic change. For 1 year, they replaced copper with zinc-coated steel to save metal for the battlefield. The result was the famous 1943 steel cent, bright, silvery, and unlike any penny Americans had seen before. Millions were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Yet hidden within those millions of steel coins, a few mysterious mistakes were made. Due to a minting oversight, a small number of 1943 pennies were struck using leftover copper planchets from 1942 instead of steel. These rare copper pennies instantly became the stuff of legend, tiny treasures that collectors would spend decades trying to find. Among the 3 mint marks, the S Mint from San Francisco holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. The 1943's copper penny is one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever created. Imagine the surprise of finding a 1943 penny that wasn't silver gray like the others but a warm, rich brown of copper. To the untrained eye, it might look ordinary. But to a numismatist, that color means something extraordinary. The San Francisco Mint produced millions of steel pennies that year, each bearing the small s below the date. But just a handful, fewer than a dozen known today, were mistakenly made of copper. Those few coins would go on to become some of the most famous cents in U.S. history. Every collector dreams of discovering one. Some people have even spent years searching through jars of old coins, hoping to find the telltale reddish glow of a genuine 1943's copper penny. The story of these coins is more than just a minting error. It's a reminder of how even the smallest human mistake can create something worth a fortune decades later. The obverse side carries the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln, his profile etched with strength and dignity. Around him, the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" frame his portrait. Below the date sits the small but significant S, the mark that tells us this coin came from San Francisco. On the reverse, the simple yet elegant wheat ears curve along the edges, enclosing the words 1 cent and United States of America. It's a design that speaks to an era when craftsmanship and meaning mattered deeply. Collectors prize the 1943's penny not just for its rarity but for its beauty. Its blend of history, wartime sacrifice, and accidental creation makes it one of the most fascinating coins ever minted. Even today, the excitement around it hasn't faded. Auction houses light up when one of these coins appears. Bidders from around the world compete fiercely to own a piece of this numismatic miracle. Authenticating one of these coins is no small task. With their incredible value, counterfeits are common. Some people try to alter ordinary 1948 pennies to look like 1943, or plate steel cents to mimic copper. But expert graders know the difference. Real ones have a distinctive color, weight, and composition that can't be faked. Those lucky enough to possess a genuine 1943's copper penny hold more than just metal in their hands. They hold a piece of living history. Think about it, a simple penny that survived wartime changes, avoided the melting pots, and defied all odds to exist today. It's like holding a time capsule from 1943, preserved against the march of time. For coin collectors, it represents the perfect blend of rarity, beauty, and story, a trinity that defines all great treasures. Many collectors say that finding one of these pennies would be the moment of a lifetime. And indeed, it would be. Imagine rummaging through old coins and realizing that you've discovered one of the rarest pennies in America. Every detail on this coin, from the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait to the crisp edges of the wheat stalks, tells a story of craftsmanship and chance. And because of that rarity, this coin's value has skyrocketed over time. While an ordinary 1943 steel penny might be worth only a few cents, the rare copper 1943's can be worth a fortune. Each time one appears at an auction, collectors and investors alike hold their breath, waiting to see just how high the bids will climb. The 1943's Lincoln wheat penny remains one of the crown jewels of American coin collecting. Its legend continues to grow, inspiring new generations to search their change in hopes of discovering a miracle penny of their own. And one such genuine 1943's copper wheat penny, struck in San Francisco during the height of World War II and preserved in remarkable condition, has reached an astounding value of $675,000. So, check your old pennies carefully. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Comment below and tell us about your coins, and we'll help you uncover their hidden value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video to keep up with more incredible stories of rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 3. In the vast history of American coinage, certain pennies have managed to turn ordinary copper into legends. One such coin is the 1966 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small, unassuming piece of metal that carries within it a fascinating story of change, craftsmanship, and hidden value. The year 1966 was one of transition for the U.S. Mint. The nation had just come through a coin shortage that reshaped how coins were made and distributed. It was a time when mint marks temporarily disappeared, silver vanished from most circulating coins, and the U.S. Mint was under pressure to modernize. In this whirlwind of change, the Lincoln penny continued to stand firm, proudly bearing the image of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of leadership, integrity, and endurance. Since 1909, his profile had graced the obverse side of the penny, making it one of America's most iconic designs. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's portrait remained unchanged for decades. His calm, determined expression seemed to capture the very spirit of the nation during moments of uncertainty. Flip the coin, and the reverse side tells another story. The Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, an image of strength and unity carved into every cent from 1959 onward. This design ensured that Lincoln was honored on both sides of the coin, his likeness on one, and his monument on the other. The 1966 penny was struck only at the Philadelphia Mint, as mint marks were temporarily removed from all coins between 1965 and 1967. This was done to discourage coin hoarding during the Mint's adjustment to a new coinage system. This small change, no mint marks, made 1966 coins unique in American numismatic history. Collectors could no longer distinguish where their coins were made, giving the 1966 penny a special place in the timeline of U.S. coin production. Millions of these pennies were minted, yet only a handful stand out today for their perfection, color, and minting errors. These rare examples are the ones collectors search for tirelessly. The most valuable 1966 Lincoln cents are those preserved in pristine condition, brilliant red copper, untouched by time, showing not a single scratch or spot of wear. Such coins gleam as if they were struck yesterday. Some 1966 pennies also show rare die varieties and striking errors that occurred during the minting process. A double die, off-center strike, or die crack can make these coins incredibly desirable to collectors, and in some cases, the tiniest imperfection can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a valuable numismatic treasure worth thousands. Each 1966 penny tells a story of craftsmanship. The metal composition of this coin remained the same as before, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, producing that distinctive reddish-brown tone that coin collectors cherish. When freshly minted, these pennies glowed with a fiery orange hue that faded beautifully into deep red-brown tones over time. Finding one today in full red color is like finding a spark of history still glowing bright. Imagine holding a 1966 penny that survived nearly 60 years in untouched condition. The detail on Lincoln's hair, the sharp lines of the memorial, the clean edges, all preserved perfectly. Such coins are rare because most pennies were spent, tossed into pockets, or worn down by years of circulation. Only a few were saved and carefully stored, protected from time itself. Collectors call these high-grade coins gems, and when certified by professional grading services as MS-67 or higher, their value can skyrocket. A small number of 1966 pennies also display subtle die polishing marks or planchet flaws, which make them unique in the eyes of experts. These characteristics, combined with their rarity, drive prices higher at auctions. Over the years, the 1966 penny has become a quiet favorite among Lincoln cent enthusiasts. It bridges the early days of the memorial reverse and the later modern minting era. Its charm lies in its simplicity and the historical moment it represents, a coin from a time of great change in America's coinage system. For many collectors, it's not just about value, it's about holding a piece of the 1960s, a decade filled with transformation, innovation, and progress. The penny itself is a reminder of the resilience of everyday objects, how something so small can survive generations and tell a larger story about the country that made it. Even today, people continue to search through their change jars, hoping to find that rare 1966 cent that stands out from the rest. Some discoveries happen by accident, someone cleaning out an old drawer, opening a forgotten coin album, or examining a roll of pennies from the bank, only to find a gem worth a fortune. These moments of discovery that make coin collecting such a thrilling pursuit. Every coin is a mystery waiting to be solved, and every discovery connects us to history in a tangible way. The 1966 Lincoln penny reminds us that not all treasures are gold or silver, some are copper, small, and filled with stories of the past. Its survival, its brilliance, and its rarity make it a true collectible, cherished by both new collectors and seasoned numismatists alike, and for those few extraordinary 1966 Lincoln 1-cent pennies that have remained in flawless, mint red perfection. Their worth has soared beyond imagination. One such coin has reached an incredible value of $220,000. So, before you spend that old penny, take a closer look. It might just be your hidden treasure. Comment below and tell us about your own coins, and we'll help you uncover their stories and values. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video for more amazing tales of rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 4. In the world of American coins, few stories have captured the imagination of collectors like the 1943 Lincoln wheat penny. It's a coin that has puzzled, amazed, and fascinated people for decades, a penny so ordinary in appearance, yet capable of being worth a small fortune. The story of the 1943 penny begins during one of the most challenging times in history, World War II. America was fully committed to the war effort, and every ounce of metal was precious. Copper, which had been used to make pennies since 1909, was now urgently needed for ammunition and military equipment. To save copper for the war, the U.S. Mint made a bold decision. In 1943, pennies would no longer be made from their traditional material. Instead, they would be struck from zinc-coated steel. This change gave the coin a shiny, silver-like appearance unlike any penny before it. For the first time in U.S. history, the Lincoln cent looked more like a dime than a penny. It was bright, metallic, and magnetic, a fascinating change that caught everyone's attention. But even with this innovation, mistakes were made. During the transition from copper to steel planchets, a few leftover copper blanks from 1942 accidentally got mixed into the presses. These rare mistakes created what are now known as the 1943 copper pennies. Only a handful of these rare copper cents were struck, and they instantly became legends in the world of numismatics. The 1943 copper penny shouldn't exist. Yet, against all odds, it does. Its existence is a combination of human error and historical circumstance, a perfect accident that gave birth to one of the most valuable coins in American history. Among these rare copper versions, there are pennies from all three mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each variety is rare, but the Philadelphia coin is the most famous of all. The ordinary 1943 steel penny, while common, often confuses people because of its unusual color. But when someone finds a reddish-brown penny dated 1943, that's when hearts start racing. The color is the first clue. It's the unmistakable hue of copper, not the silvery shine of steel. For collectors, that single difference could mean the discovery of a lifetime. The obverse of the coin still features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln, his portrait filled with depth and dignity, designed by Victor David Brenner. Around him appear the classic inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1943. On the reverse side, the design remains simple yet powerful, two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. The wheat design symbolizes growth, prosperity, and the hard-working spirit of the nation. The 1943 wheat penny represents a unique crossroad in American history, where necessity met innovation and where small oversights created priceless treasures. Collectors around the world have spent lifetimes searching for this coin. Many stories tell of people finding them in old drawers, coffee cans, or inherited coin collections. The first 1943 copper penny discovered was found by a teenager in the 1940s, sparking a nationwide craze. Newspapers even ran headlines calling it the penny worth thousands. That excitement continues to this very day. Because of their extreme rarity, authentic 1943 copper pennies are carefully examined and certified by professional grading services to confirm their authenticity. Counterfeits do exist. Some people have tried to alter 1948 pennies to look like 1943s or plated steel pennies to resemble copper. But the genuine ones are easily distinguished by their weight, color, and magnetic properties. A true 1943 copper penny will not stick to a magnet and has a warm, reddish tone that steel coins lack. When one of these coins appears at auction, it immediately captures headlines. The bidding is fierce, with collectors and investors eager to own a piece of history. What makes this coin even more special is that it symbolizes how even in times of war and uncertainty, beauty and rarity can emerge from mistakes. The 1943 penny story continues to inspire new collectors to check their change, to look closely, and to dream that one day they might find one of these rare treasures. Each genuine example found has fetched enormous prices, depending on condition and mint mark. Some are held in private collections, while others reside in museums as shining symbols of American history. Finding a real 1943 copper penny would be like discovering buried treasure. It's the ultimate dream for Lincoln cent collectors. Its fame goes beyond numismatics. Even people who don't collect coins have heard of the 1943 copper penny because of its legendary value and mysterious origin, and though the odds of finding one are small, the possibility keeps the dream alive for everyone who ever picked up a penny and wondered if it might be special. Each time someone turns over an old wheat penny and sees that date, 1943, their heart skips a beat. Could it be one of the rare copper ones? It's that thrill of discovery that keeps collectors searching, decade after decade. And for those few lucky enough to find a genuine one, the reward is truly life-changing. One such extraordinary 1943 Lincoln wheat penny, struck in copper instead of steel and preserved in remarkable condition, has been valued at an astonishing $600,000. So, before you spend or toss away that old penny, take a moment to look closely. You might just be holding a miracle in your hand. Comment below and tell us about your own coins, and we'll help you find out their worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more incredible stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 5. The year 1967 holds a fascinating place in the history of American coinage, and one of its most remarkable creations was the Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, the 1967 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary copper coin, but hidden among millions, a few rare examples have become legendary for their beauty, condition, and extraordinary value. This little coin carries with it a slice of American history, minted during a time when the country was undergoing great change. The 1960s were years of progress, challenge, and transformation, and even something as small as a penny reflected that era's story. In 1967, the U.S. Mint was still recovering from the nationwide coin shortage that began a few years earlier. To stabilize coin production, the Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967, which means every 1967 penny you find has no mint mark at all. That decision made 1967 coins historically unique. For 3 years, collectors couldn't tell whether their coins came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, a change meant to discourage people from hoarding coins during the shortage. The Lincoln penny itself, however, remained the same beloved design that Americans had known for decades. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's strong, dignified profile looks rightward, a portrait first designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That image of Lincoln, calm and noble, has become one of the most enduring portraits in all of American coinage. Around him are the timeless words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1967, all perfectly balanced in Brenner's classic design. Turn the coin over, and you'll find another work of art, the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Introduced in 1959, it replaced the earlier wheat reverse and honored the same man from a new perspective, showing the great monument dedicated to his legacy. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see a tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, an incredible detail that many people overlook. The 1967 Lincoln penny was struck from an alloy of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, giving it that familiar reddish-brown glow. Freshly minted coins gleamed bright orange-red, but with time, they developed beautiful shades of brown, red, and deep copper tones. Billions of pennies were struck that year, and yet, as every coin collector knows, not all pennies are created equal. While most went straight into circulation, a small number were set aside, carefully preserved, untouched, and protected from the wear of daily use. These few survivors, still gleaming in their original brilliance, are the ones that have become true collectors' treasures. What makes certain 1967 pennies especially valuable are their flawless condition and rare minting varieties. Even the slightest doubling in the date, lettering, or Lincoln's features can turn an ordinary coin into something worth thousands. Collectors often search for double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins with die cracks, unique imperfections that occurred during minting and now add immense rarity and appeal. Another fascinating aspect of 1967 pennies is their role in a time of transition. The Mint was experimenting with production methods and minting technology to improve quality and output. As a result, some coins from that year exhibit exceptional sharpness and brilliance. A perfect, bright red 1967 penny graded by professional coin services at MS67 or higher is extremely rare and can command high prices at auction. Even subtle differences in luster, tone, or strike can make one coin far more valuable than another. To the trained eye of a numismatist, these details are everything. Each 1967 penny tells a small but meaningful story. It's a coin that lived through the height of the 1960s, a decade of space exploration, cultural revolution, and historic change. Holding one is like holding a piece of that vibrant past, preserved in metal and memory. The Lincoln penny has always been a symbol of endurance, representing not just one man's legacy, but the nation's spirit of perseverance and progress. Collectors love coins like the 1967 penny because they connect the present with the past, reminding us how something as simple as a cent can hold so much history. Even though these pennies were once ordinary pocket change, a select few have become incredibly valuable today due to their condition, color, and rarity. Every collector dreams of finding one of those pristine examples hidden away in an old collection or a forgotten coin roll. It's happened before, and it will happen again. The excitement of discovery drives coin lovers everywhere to look a little closer at every penny they find. After all, treasures often hide in plain sight. Imagine uncovering a 1967 Lincoln penny that gleams as if it just left the mint, its copper surface glowing red and flawless. That's the kind of coin that can turn a collector's dream into reality. And it's not just about money, it's about holding something rare, something that's survived half a century untouched, still shining with history. Over the years, collectors and historians alike have come to cherish the 1967 Lincoln penny as a coin that represents both continuity and change, a perfect blend of tradition and transformation. Among all the 1967 Lincoln 1-cent pennies ever struck, the finest known examples have stunned the numismatic world with their beauty and scarcity, reaching values as high as $215,000. So, before you spend that old penny or toss it into a jar, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden gem from the past. Comment below and tell us about your coins, and we'll help you uncover their true worth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 6. In the vast and fascinating world of American coins, few capture the imagination quite like the Lincoln wheat penny. Among the many years of its production, the 1953 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny stands out as a special piece of numismatic history, ordinary at first glance, but extraordinary when you uncover its secrets. The year was 1953. America was in a time of recovery and progress after World War II. The nation was growing, industry was booming, and the Lincoln cent continued to be the heartbeat of American currency. Every man, woman, and child carried one in their pocket, often unaware of the artistry and history behind it. The 1953 penny was part of the beloved Lincoln wheat cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first American coin to feature a real person's face, and it quickly became a favorite across the nation. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin proudly displays the noble portrait of Abraham Lincoln. His strong profile, framed by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," captures the very essence of American spirit and endurance. Below Lincoln's chin sits the date 1953, and just beneath it, a small but significant letter D. That tiny mint mark tells us this penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of America's most active coin-producing facilities at the time. On the reverse side, two beautifully curved wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design, simple yet elegant, symbolizes growth, hard work, and prosperity. It's a tribute to the American farmer and to the nation's promise of opportunity. The wheat reverse was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, making the 1953 one of the last chapters in the legendary wheat penny era. Billions of pennies were minted in 1953, but not all were created equal. The Denver Mint struck over 700 million coins, yet only a few have survived in flawless, mint-red condition, coins that today are prized far beyond their humble 1-cent value. The key to the 1953 penny's allure lies in its preservation and striking detail. Coins that remain bright red and untarnished after more than 70 years are incredibly rare. Collectors call these red or full red pennies, and they command stunning prices when graded by professional services as MS66 or higher. Their luster, color, and crisp details make them miniature masterpieces. Another layer of excitement comes from rare varieties and minting errors. In some 1953 pennies, you can find double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. Each of these errors adds a unique personality to the coin, increasing its rarity and value. These small imperfections are what collectors dream of finding. A tiny mistake made at the mint that turned an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. To the untrained eye, a 1953 penny might look like any other. But under the light of a magnifying glass, a sharp-eyed collector can spot the subtle differences that separate a regular coin from a true treasure. The warm copper glow of this coin comes from its composition: 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. It's that same copper that gives older pennies their signature red tone, and over time, it darkens into beautiful shades of brown and deep gold. A perfectly preserved 1953 wheat penny still shines like a small flame, a reminder of America's mid-century optimism and craftsmanship. Easy to forget how much history can fit into something so small. Every coin that passes through generations tells a story of commerce, of artistry, of the people who once held it in their hands. The 1953 penny is one such storyteller, carrying with it the pride and promise of a nation moving forward after difficult times. Over the decades, collectors have come to cherish it not only for its design but for its rarity in high grades. Few have survived in perfect, untouched condition. Those rare examples, carefully protected from air, moisture, and handling, are now among the most desirable of all post-war Lincoln wheat cents. At auctions, these coins have fetched jaw-dropping prices, with bidders competing fiercely for a chance to own a pristine piece of history. Even a slight improvement in grade can double or triple a coin's value, and that's why every detail, every shine, every edge, matters so much to collectors. The 1953 penny also connects generations. Many collectors today first discovered their love of coins by finding a wheat penny in their change. Perhaps one just like this, holding one feels like touching the past, a moment frozen in time when the world was simpler, and a penny still held meaning beyond its value. And that's what makes this coin so special. It's not just about the money, but about the story, the connection, and the beauty of something crafted so long ago that still survives today. Imagine opening an old box of coins, brushing off the dust, and spotting a brilliant red 1953 wheat penny glowing back at you. That one small find could change everything. For coin enthusiasts, that's the magic of the hunt, the possibility that something extraordinary might be waiting right under their nose. The Lincoln wheat penny of 1953 stands as a shining example of American numismatic art, a blend of history, craftsmanship, and rarity. And among those few perfectly preserved examples discovered in breathtaking condition, one has achieved an astounding value of $585,000. So, the next time you come across an old wheat penny, take a closer look. It might be a hidden treasure waiting to tell its story. Comment below and share what coins you found, and we'll help you discover their worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 7. The 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny is a small piece of copper that hides a big story, a story of change, craftsmanship, and unexpected value. To most people, it's just another old penny, but to collectors, some 1971 pennies are extraordinary treasures worth far more than anyone could imagine. The early 1970s were a fascinating time for American coinage. The country was changing fast, new designs, new technology, and new minting challenges. Yet, the humble Lincoln penny continued to endure, a symbol of tradition and stability amid a rapidly modernizing world. The 1971 penny carries the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had already been in use for over 6 decades by then. Created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, Lincoln's image remained a symbol of honesty, leadership, and the American spirit. If you look closely, you'll see the inscriptions that have been on every Lincoln cent since its debut. "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1971 to the right. Below the date, depending on where it was minted, you might see a small letter, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Pennies without a mint mark were struck in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design replaced the wheat ears in 1959 and beautifully honors both the man and the monument built in his memory. If you look very closely with a magnifying glass, you can even see a tiny image of the seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, a hidden detail that many people never notice. In 1971, billions of Lincoln cents were produced across the 3 mints. But despite the massive production, not every coin came out perfectly. And that's where the story of rarity and value begins. The 1971 pennies were made from an alloy of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them their warm, rich color. Over time, this copper tone deepens beautifully, but for collectors, the most valuable examples are those that remain bright red, untouched by age. some of the most exciting finds from 1971 are the double-die obverse varieties, coins where the date, lettering, or parts of Lincoln's face were struck twice by mistake, creating a doubled image. These rare minting errors are highly sought after. In particular, the 1971 double-die penny from the Philadelphia Mint is famous among collectors. You can see strong doubling in the words Liberty and In God We Trust, and sometimes even in the date. These rare double-die examples have become some of the most iconic error coins of the modern Lincoln cent series, fetching incredible prices at auction when found in pristine condition. Aside from the double dies, collectors also look for 1971 pennies with sharp strikes, brilliant red luster, and flawless surfaces. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services can be worth far more than their face value. Even small differences in color, red-brown, or brown, can make a big difference in price. With bright red examples commanding the highest premiums, the Denver Mint's 1971 D pennies are usually well struck, but finding a truly flawless one without any scratches or marks is extremely rare. These top-grade coins are the ones collectors compete fiercely to own. The San Francisco Mint, on the other hand, produced both circulation and proof coins that year. Proof versions were specially made with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces, intended for collectors rather than everyday use. A 1971's proof penny with perfect deep cameo contrast, where Lincoln's portrait stands out sharply against a mirror background, is considered a work of art. These proofs, when perfectly preserved, can also reach astonishing prices. Each 1971 penny tells a story about the evolution of minting technology and the pursuit of perfection. Even the tiniest variation from normal production can turn a simple cent into a valuable collector's dream. Collectors love the Lincoln series not only for its beauty but also for its consistency. Year after year, it connects generations of Americans through something as small as a coin. It's fascinating how such a common coin can carry so much history. Millions of people have held a 1971 penny in their hands without realizing it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It's what makes coin collecting so exciting. The possibility that hidden among ordinary coins lies a rare gem just waiting to be discovered. Imagine sorting through your change and spotting a 1971 penny that looks a little different, perhaps with sharper details or a curious doubling in the letters. That tiny detail could mean you're holding something incredibly valuable. Collectors have always been drawn to the thrill of discovery, and the 1971 penny continues to deliver that excitement to this day. For those who preserve these coins in flawless condition, their value has only grown over time. As high-grade examples become harder and harder to find, every coin that survives untouched is a link to history, a reminder of the artistry and care that went into crafting something as simple as a cent. The 1971 Lincoln penny remains one of the highlights of modern coin collecting, a bridge between the classic and contemporary eras of American money. So, the next time you pick up a penny from 1971, look closely. That tiny copper coin might just be a treasure in disguise, and among the rarest and most pristine examples ever found. One 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached a remarkable value of $195,000. Check your change, your drawers, and those old jars of coins. You never know what you might uncover. Comment below and tell us about your own coin finds, and we'll help you discover their hidden value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video for more incredible stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 8. The 1951 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny is a simple coin that holds a story much bigger than its size. It's a piece of American history that traveled through the hands of countless people, carrying the legacy of hard work, perseverance, and the enduring image of one of America's greatest leaders, Abraham Lincoln. The year 1951 was part of an era of recovery and growth in the United States. The Second World War had ended just a few years earlier, and the nation was booming once again. Amid this period of change, the Lincoln wheat penny continued to represent the strength and unity of the country. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, this penny had already become an American icon by 1951. Its design stood the test of time and became one of the most recognized coins in U.S. history. On the obverse side, Abraham Lincoln's portrait sits proudly at the center, showing his calm and thoughtful expression. The words "In God We Trust" are inscribed along the top, Liberty on the left, and the date 1951 on the right, marking the year of minting. Below the date, some coins carry a tiny mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mark for the Philadelphia Mint. Each letter tells a different part of the story of where that particular coin was born. The reverse side features two wheat stalks curving around the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above, the familiar motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, reminds us of the unity that defines the nation. Those two simple stalks of wheat give this coin its famous nickname, the wheat penny. For collectors, that design represents the final chapter of a classic American era that ended in 1958, when the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced it. In 1951, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion Lincoln cents, but not every one of them came out perfectly. Some were struck with errors or unique characteristics that would later turn them into rare collector's treasures. The most famous 1951 varieties include double die errors, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. Each of these mistakes tells a story of the minting process and how even the most advanced machinery can produce unexpected wonders. Collectors especially prize the 1951 wheat pennies that were struck in San Francisco. Many of these were beautifully made, but finding one today in perfect uncirculated condition is a real challenge. Over the years, the copper used in these coins has developed deep and rich tones, ranging from bright red to red-brown and even dark chocolate brown. The most valuable ones are those that have retained their original bright red color since the day they were minted, because these pennies are made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. They have a natural warmth and glow that has fascinated collectors for generations. Their color and luster are part of what makes them so special. Some of the finest examples of the 1951 wheat penny are graded MS67 or higher, with flawless surfaces and mirror-like brilliance. These are the coins that capture attention at major coin auctions and set record-breaking prices. Every small detail, from the sharpness of Lincoln's hair to the crispness of the wheat ears, plays a role in determining the coin's value. The better the details, the more collectors are willing to pay, but beyond condition and rarity, the 1951 penny carries emotional value. It connects us to an era when America was rebuilding, families were thriving, and a single penny could still buy something meaningful. Each of these tiny coins has its own journey, perhaps spent at a soda fountain, dropped in a child's piggy bank, or tucked away in a collector's jar for decades. It's amazing to think that something so small can carry so much history and meaning. Every 1951 penny in circulation today has a story behind it, where it traveled, who held it, and how it survived through the years. Even after more than 70 years, the Lincoln wheat penny remains a favorite among collectors, both beginners and experts. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of living history. For those who take the time to look closely, some of these coins hide secrets, tiny doubling in the lettering, unusual mint marks, or a slight off-center strike that can make all the difference. Finding one of these rare varieties in mint condition is like striking gold. It's a reminder that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places, sometimes even in your pocket change. People across the country still check their old jars of coins, hoping to discover one of these valuable 1951 wheat pennies. The thrill of the hunt keeps collectors excited year after year. Every now and then, a rare 1951 penny surfaces, shining, perfectly preserved, and worth far more than anyone could imagine. These coins have been known to sell for incredible prices at auctions. The beauty of coin collecting is that it connects us with the past, teaching us patience, curiosity, and appreciation for small details that others might overlook. Whether you find a well-worn penny or a flawless gem, each one tells a story that adds to the fascinating legacy of American coinage. The 1951 wheat penny may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but to those who know its history, it's a remarkable link to another. Time.so, if you ever come across a 1951 Lincoln wheat penny, take a closer look. That tiny coin could hold a surprise waiting to be uncovered. Among the rarest and most pristine examples ever discovered, one 1951 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny reached a staggering value of $590,000. Now, it's your turn. Check your coin jars, your drawers, and your collections. You might have a hidden treasure sitting right under your nose. Comment below about your own coins, and our channel will help you find out their real worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 9. The 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny might look like an ordinary coin you'd find in your pocket, but some of these tiny copper pieces have surprised collectors with values reaching beyond imagination. Hidden within their small, familiar design lies history, art, and even rare minting mysteries that can make a single cent worth a fortune. The year 1978 was one of the final chapters of an era for American coinage. The copper penny was still being struck in its traditional form, just before the Great Change of 1982, when the United States switched to cheaper zinc compositions. This makes the 1978 penny one of the last truly classic copper coins ever made. The obverse of the 1978 penny features the noble portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His calm yet powerful face has been on the cent since 1909, and by 1978, it had already become one of the most enduring designs in American history. Above Lincoln's head, the words "In God We Trust" stand proudly, a statement of faith and unity. To his left is the word liberty, and to the right, the date 1978, sometimes accompanied by a small mint mark that tells where the coin was made. There's a D beneath the date. Your penny was minted in Denver. If there's no mint mark, it came from Philadelphia. And the S represents the San Francisco Mint, where special proof coins were created for collectors. Each mint has its own charm, but some produced coins with rare errors that are now worth thousands. Flip the coin, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a design introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparo to honor Lincoln's enduring legacy. The detail is stunning, with even the tiny seated statue of Lincoln visible inside the memorial. If you look closely, the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent remind us that even the smallest coin holds great symbolic meaning in America's story. In 1978, the U.S. Mint struck billions of these pennies, but as collectors know, not all coins are created equal. Among those billions, a few stand out for their flawless beauty, sharp detail, and rare mistakes that make them incredibly valuable today. One of the most talked about varieties from 1978 is the double die obverse penny. On these rare coins, you can see doubling on the date, the word liberty, and sometimes even "In God We Trust." This doubling happened during the minting process when the die struck the design slightly off alignment. Collectors hunt for these error coins because they turn an ordinary penny into a numismatic treasure. A true double die from 1978 can be worth thousands of dollars, especially in uncirculated condition. Another exciting discovery from 1978 is the off-center strike. These coins show part of the design missing or shifted to one side, revealing the blank planchet beneath. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Even small minting quirks, like repunched mint marks or die cracks, can make a 1978 penny special. Every tiny imperfection tells a story of how coins were made in an age before digital precision ruled the minting world. The metal composition of the 1978 penny adds to its charm. Made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, it has that rich, warm glow collectors adore. The copper gives it a timeless look that only improves with age. Over the decades, some of these coins have developed beautiful natural tones, from deep red to brown or even rainbow hues. Coins with bright red luster, free from spots or marks, command the highest prices at auctions. The condition of a 1978 penny matters enormously. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services are incredibly rare and can bring astonishing sums from eager collectors. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, struck with polished dies and mirror-like finishes, also hold special appeal. These coins were never meant for circulation and showcase Lincoln's portrait in stunning detail. Beyond their physical beauty, these coins hold emotional value. Each 1978 penny is a piece of a time when America was looking forward, when technology was advancing, but tradition still mattered. Think about how many of these pennies passed through hands, pockets, and cash registers over the years. A simple cent from 1978 could have bought a stick of gum, a phone call, or a piece of candy. Now, some of them are worth small fortunes. Collectors love searching for these hidden gems, coins that might look ordinary but have something special that sets them apart. It's the thrill of discovery that keeps the passion for coin collecting alive. Finding a rare 1978 penny in your change is like winning a tiny piece of history. It's a reminder that even everyday things can become treasures over time, and every once in a while, a coin appears in such flawless, uncirculated condition that it leaves collectors speechless. These are the kinds of coins that set records at major auctions. For those who protect and preserve their coins carefully, the reward can be incredible. Time, patience, and a good eye for detail are the keys to uncovering these hidden treasures. Each 1978 penny tells a story, not just of Abraham Lincoln, but of the millions of Americans who used it, saved it, or collected it over the years. It's a coin that bridges the past and the present, so next time you come across a penny from 1978, don't overlook it. Take a closer look at the details, the shine, and the condition. That tiny coin might just surprise you, whether it's an error coin, a high-grade mint state piece, or a proof with perfect contrast. The 1978 penny continues to captivate collectors across generations. And among the rarest and finest examples ever found, one 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached an unbelievable value of $160,000. So, check your pockets, your old jars, and your coin collections. You never know what treasures might be waiting to be discovered. Comment below and tell us about your own coins, and our channel will help you learn their true worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America. Top 10. The 1957 D. Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny may be small, but it holds a story that continues to fascinate collectors and historians alike. This humble copper coin, often overlooked in spare change, has become a symbol of America's mid-century history and a surprising treasure for those lucky enough to find the rarest examples. Why 1957? The United States was enjoying post-war prosperity, and the Lincoln wheat penny had already been in circulation for nearly half a century. Its design had stood the test of time, proudly displaying the image of Abraham Lincoln, the man whose leadership preserved the Union and ended slavery. The obverse of the 1957 D penny features Lincoln's dignified profile, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above his head, the nation's motto "In God We Trust" reminds us of America's faith and resilience. The word liberty sits on the left, while the date 1957 appears on the right, with a small D mint mark just below it, marking the coin's origin at the Denver Mint. The reverse of the coin carries the classic wheat ears design, with two stalks curving gracefully around the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above them is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Together, these details make the wheat penny a timeless piece of American art. The wheat ears design was in its final years by 1957, as the Lincoln Memorial reverse would replace it in 1959. This makes every 1957 penny a part of the closing chapter of an era that collectors deeply cherish. The 1957 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced hundreds of millions of these coins that year. But while the number might sound huge, not all coins were created equal. Some left the mint with unique characteristics that would one day make them rare and valuable, made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The 1957 D penny has a rich, warm color that deepens beautifully with age. Collectors refer to them as red, red-brown, or brown based on how much of that original copper luster remains. The brightest red examples are the most valuable. When freshly minted, these coins glowed with a reddish-gold brilliance, their surfaces reflecting light like polished metal. Over time, circulation, moisture, and oxidation changed that color, but a few rare examples survived untouched, as if frozen in time. The beauty of the 1957 D penny lies not only in its design but also in the imperfections that make certain ones stand out. Minting errors from that year are particularly fascinating to collectors. One of the most famous varieties is the double die error, where the coin's design was struck twice slightly out of alignment. These errors can show doubling on the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even in Lincoln's profile itself. Repunched mint marks, where the D was punched into the die more than once, also exist for this year. These small variations can drastically increase a coin's value, depending on how visible the doubling or repunching is. Even off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks have been found among 1957 pennies, making every coin a potential mystery waiting to be uncovered. Collectors love the thrill of examining each penny closely, searching for those telltale signs of rarity. A strong magnifying glass and a keen eye can turn an ordinary day into an exciting treasure hunt. The condition of the coin matters greatly. A 1957 penny that shows no wear, strong detail, and full original luster can fetch far more than one that has been in circulation for years. Mint state examples graded MS66, MS67, or higher are the ones that attract the attention of serious collectors and investors alike. These coins look as if they just left the mint yesterday. The Denver Mint was known for producing coins with sharp strikes that year, but flawless ones are still exceptionally rare. That's what makes finding a high-grade 1957 penny so rewarding. As the last few years of the Wheat Penny series approached, collectors began saving them in large quantities, especially uncirculated rolls. Still, only a few remained in perfect condition over decades of storage. The 1957 penny represents a connection to a simpler time in American life, when a single cent still had real value and children collected coins out of pure curiosity and wonder. For many collectors today, owning a 1957 penny is about more than just its monetary value. It's about holding a piece of American heritage, a tangible link to the era of Eisenhower, rock and roll, and mid-century optimism. Even with billions minted, the rarest and most pristine examples have proven that beauty, history, and condition can transform a common coin into a priceless artifact. Every coin tells a story, the strikes, the shine, even the smallest imperfections. Together, they remind us of the incredible craftsmanship and care that went into creating America's coinage. The copper tone, the elegant wheat stalks, and the proud image of Lincoln all work together to make this coin unforgettable. Many collectors continue to search for the perfect 1957 penny, dreaming of discovering one of the few that escaped the marks of time. Some of these coins have been found in old jars, estate collections, and forgotten boxes, proof that hidden treasures can be anywhere. It's a reminder that even a penny can hold tremendous worth, not just in dollars but in history and beauty. If you ever come across a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, take a close look. Its color, condition, and small details might reveal something extraordinary, because among the rarest and most flawless examples ever found, one 1957 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has reached an incredible value of $530,000. So, check your drawers, your change jars, and your old coin albums. You might just be holding a piece of hidden history. Comment below and tell us about your own coins, and our channel will help you learn their true value. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins from the United States of America.